This is the story of David and Goliath, a tale of faith, courage, and a boy who dared to believe against all odds. In a time long ago, Israel found itself at war with the Philistines. It was an age where bronze shields clashed, warriors shouted battle cries, and dusty hills overlooked the camps of armies. The battlefield was set in the valley of Elah. The Philistines had a champion, Goliath of Gath. He was no ordinary warrior. Goliath stood over 9 feet tall, clad in armor from head to toe, his bronze helmet shining in the sun. He struck fear into the hearts of Israel's strongest men as he roared a challenge. "Choose a man to come down and fight me. If he kills me, we will be your servants. But if I prevail, you will serve us." Morning after morning, Goliath stood before Israel, bellowing his defiance, and for 40 days, not one man dared to face him. No sword was drawn. Fear silenced the bold. But this wasn't the end of the story. Enter David, a shepherd boy from Bethlehem. He wasn't a soldier, nor did he have titles or medals. But David had something no one else in the camp possessed: faith. He had been sent by his father, Jesse, to bring food to his brothers who were stationed there. When David arrived, he heard Goliath's mockery and saw the fear in Israel's camp. "Who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God?" he exclaimed. David's oldest brother scolded him, accusing him of arrogance. But David wasn't deterred. He knew he was called for something greater. Word of David's courage reached King Saul. The king summoned him, likely expecting a burly warrior, but instead saw a youthful boy. "How can you fight this giant? You're just a boy, and he's been a warrior since his youth," Saul asked incredulously. David answered with quiet confidence, "I have faced lions and bears to defend my father's sheep. The same God who delivered me from their claws will deliver me from this giant." Saul relented, offering his armor to David, but it didn't fit. "I cannot fight in this," David said as he removed it. Instead, he chose what he knew: a shepherd's pouch, a sling, and 5 smooth stones from a brook. As David approached Goliath, the giant sneered. "Am I a dog, that you come at me with sticks?" he taunted. Undeterred, David spoke boldly. "You come against me with sword, spear, and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, whom you have defied. This day, God will deliver you into my hands." With that, David reached into his pouch, placed a stone in his sling, and launched it with precision. The stone struck Goliath on the forehead, the only unarmored part of his massive body. The Philistine champion fell with a thunderous crash. Silence blanketed the valley. The army of Israel stood frozen, then erupted in a cheer that echoed through the hills. David ran and stood over Goliath, taking the giant's sword to finish the job. Victory was Israel's, not because of strength or weapons, but because of faith. David's triumph wasn't just physical, it was spiritual. He showed us that even when the odds are overwhelmingly against us, with faith as small as a mustard seed, mountains, or in this case, giants, can be moved. So remember, the next time you face an overwhelming challenge, you don't have to be the strongest, the biggest, or the most experienced. You just need to have faith. For the battle belongs to the Lord.